Hi. So, welcome to our studio. It's me, Vlad, here for our second broadcast. And I'm really happy to see everybody today in our chat. Can you please say, or actually post if you can hear me? It would be great if you can just type, yeah, we can hear you, before we start. And I'm doing here my controls. We will be talking today about ad agencies and ad tracking. So, again, just a quick question. Can anybody hear me? Let me ask it in here too. We have another channel. Okay, good. At least most of our channels can hear me loud and clear. If you don't, please let me know and we'll try to find a way around this. So, what we'll do today, we'll talk less. Thank you very much. We'll talk less about the RedTrack as a product. We'll talk more about the experience of ad agencies that use RedTrack. And we'll focus on conversion attribution, data ownership, Google and Facebook attribution, partner marketing management, and how to increase your work productivity, and some savings in time with RedTrack reporting portal. So without much of further ado, let me switch to the first part of our presentation and talk about why would actually ad agencies bother with ad tracking. And again, if you have any questions, want to comment, ask something, please don't hesitate to type in right away, because what we'll do now is we'll just share the experience. Yours might be different. We'll be very glad to hear a different experience, a different viewpoint, because that's how you create a discussion. While I'm waiting for your feedback, let's go. So, why basically agencies need to do ad tracking? Because like they work with customers, whether internal or external, mostly usually external. They run their paid ads, they run their partner marketing programs, they deliver results, and they earn their money. What happens is that the question, why would an agency bother with ad tracking? And we actually asked all our initial and actually ongoing ad agency users the same questions. Why do you use RedTrack? And the answer is here on your screens. It's all about consolidating data and streamlining operations. So we'll talk first about how do other ad agencies consolidate their data, what do they mean by it, and then we'll talk about streamlining operations. And again, should you have any questions, please feel free to write. And those of you who are from ad agencies, please post me what is more important for you, consolidating data or streamlining operations. That will be very, very helpful. So today we run on more channels than usual, and we start to get comments from different places. Okay, so basically for somebody consolidating data is important, for others streamlining operations. We have our own agenda, we'll stick with it, and in the end we'll also see the RedTrack as a product. So first, let's talk about the very important part is consolidating data, and the key part of all the data for ad agencies, especially in performance, in partner marketing, is conversion attribution. And there are two mostly widespread approaches to attributing conversions. Most of companies are limited by the tools they use, and they do last click attribution. Basically, the one who sent you the last click is responsible for generating the sale, making the conversion, and actually the earnings you get. But the important part is that it's not an answer to all means, it's not the final question, and quite often first click is important, especially for an ad agency. In our experience, this is the role of an agency to discover new audience, to get those people to the customers' web properties, stores, apps, so they learn about the product. So usually the hardest part is done by an ad agency, and they do the discovery of all those new audiences. People get there for the first time, and this is the first click. But most of the tracking solutions, including the traditional analytic tools, Google, Facebook, Google Analytics, they do last click attribution, and the hard work of agencies is not great enough, because you first got people, you found them, and then there are marketing campaigns, there is organic search, people looking for discount coupons, and get back to the website to reap the results. This was a year ago a RedTrack experience, and we thought, well, we do not know when we got the audience to discover us. So we need to track first clicks, and we did this for ourselves, then we did for our customers, and the results were amazing. Things are not as you thought. We started to see that we actually get conversion from Bing, which we thought would not be working for us. So this is our opinion. What do you think? Is first click attribution important for your business as an ad agency to prove your results to a customer, or you can live with last click attribution? I'll give you a couple of minutes to think. You can write just first click, last click, and we'll see comments. And while you do this, we'll move on with the next part of us talking today. I don't want to keep it long, so next one is data ownership. Again, when you talk about data consolidation, you need to think about the priorities of the tools you use. And that's a very important part, is that for any traffic source, from Google to Facebook to native sources, even to the publisher that you work with directly, they make money when you give them your budgets. So naturally, they would try to present the data in such a way that they are responsible for your revenue, so they can get more of your budgets. And that is the hidden bias of the attribution that is created by Google, by Facebook, because they need to prove you that running ads with them gives you results. And it is so, but you don't get the clear picture. And we quite often have these cases when somebody has, let's say, 10 conversions. Google says he gave 7. Facebook says they gave 7. So it's total 14, but there is only 10 conversion. Why is that? Because a lot of people click ad more than one time before making the decision, signing up with the product, making a purchase. So that's why it's actually important to use trackers like RedTrack, who allow you, or that trackers that allow you to build your own data and have your own data around attributions and sources of conversions. Who brings you first clicks, who brings you last clicks, how the discovery happens, how the conversion happens, so that you are in control of the data and know how to allocate your budgets. Because the end goal of the tracker is to empower your decision making. Okay, and thank you for your answers about first to last click. Surprisingly, or maybe not, we actually get more last click answers, I guess, because you all guys work in performance, and that's the very typical case for performance. You are rewarded for the last click, but I do think that this is about to change, because it's a used and tried model, but it is not rewarding the results of all your discovery like actions when you open new audiences for the business of your clients. And if you have anything to add, please go on, and meanwhile, let's see next. So that's what I just said, that with a third-party tracker like RedTrack, you actually control the attribution, and you have an independent validation of all the data provided by other sources. Because if you have 10 conversions, in RedTrack, you will still have 10 conversions. And they will be somehow distributed between Facebook, Google, Bing, your partners, your organic traffic, based on the data and on the model you pick up as the valid one for a business. A big teaser here, we are already working on cross-campaign multi-touch attribution. So you will be able to see both first clicks, assistant clicks, and last clicks across all traffic sources for the specific product, your product or your customer's product, in one report, and you'll be able to recalculate those models on the fly. So this is something very amazing for the performance marketing. It is coming very soon. Please stay tuned. We'll share updates as the solution will become available. Now, what happens when you consolidate data is you have everything in one place. So this instantly empowers your insight discovery. And moreover, if you consolidate various already integrated traffic sources or non-integrated traffic sources into RedTrack, you create an easy pipeline to feed the data via API or just via raw logs into your BI dashboards. Quite a lot of our customers, they still run Taboola. That's the word here in every other big case, Taboola. We also have Datorama. We also have Google Data Studio. So sometimes the tracker is just a conduit that consolidates all the data and then sends it through to a BI dashboards to create nice charts. Sometime in the future, RedTrack will also have nice charts. Now we are really strong in data tracking and attribution. And again, important when you talk about the attribution ownership, we do this very privacy compliant. We do not use third-party cookies. We do not collect personal identifiable information. So you can run it reliably and without causing any changes to your process of gathering consent from the visitors of your customer. And next one is Streamlining Operations. Three things that are used a lot by ad agencies in RedTrack. First, teamwork. We have a very flexible UI that allows to give different roles in your agency different levels of access to RedTrack based on the products they promote, traffic sources they use, data they need to see. Second, automation. From automatic cost updates to real-time notifications to rules that allow you to pause campaigns, placements, creatives on the fly, it saves a lot of time. Last but not least is that RedTrack is a net tracker that has built-in affiliate tracking, so you can basically run both media buying and partner marketing from the one place. It saves a lot of time and it does help to streamline your operation, especially if you do it both. This is very valid concept for ad agencies working with e-com customers, where both media buying and partner marketing are two bigger whales that drive traffic towards the store. And by the way, in here, very inclined to hear your experience. What would be the key challenges around streamlining operations? Teamwork, automation, or doing everything from one UI? Maybe there is something else we're missing. So please share with us, and meanwhile we'll move on with the presentation. Okay, so that's the end of the theory part, and now I want to actually show you a couple of the solutions that used by our customers, so that it's not only theory like Streamline Operations, Consolidating Data, Ownership, Attribution, but you'll see how it's done and you'll see some real data. The good thing is that we actually use RedTrack ourselves, and let me find the right application window. Okay, now we'll do some magic on the background, so we'll see a lot of screens at the same time. Please bear with me. Okay, and now we see RedTrack, and actually can you please type me if you see the RedTrack good, or I should make the screen bigger? So is it big enough? Can you see it well? Okay, if it's not big enough, you need to make it bigger. Just let me know, I'll put myself off the screen. So let's again talk through about the uses and solutions we mentioned before. So first one is, well, I would say first one is this, consolidating data. So what we have, and I'll just show it live, this is part of the traffic we generate for RedTrack, and we have this account specifically for demo purposes, so we can show things live for us. So in here we have all the sources of all the sources we want to show with the volumes of data we want to show for the traffic for us where we run. And we can see the number of traffic we get, the activities with the website, the end results like we see in the free trial pages and then trials. We also have subscriptions, renewals, upgrades on this field. And the best part, if you have multiple people working with the same data, you can switch views on the fly to make a life easier, and they see only the data that matters. Most importantly, we can also do media buying, and we can of course do affiliate marketing. Let's show some of our affiliates. So we have campaigns for affiliates, not that we use that, but it is available, and we can have all the traffic from both our partner sources, from our affiliates, from our own paid advertising in one place. This saves a lot of time, because now, even with our small operations, for somebody to check the performance of the campaigns on a daily basis, we need to go and, we need to go to Google, to Facebook, to Bing, to LinkedIn, to Quora. Then we need to ask actually our partners about the performance. And this already would take at least 20 to 30 minutes of time, even with all the Windows bookmarks ready, and you don't wait for all those reports to load. Now in RedTrack, I can easily get yesterday's data. 1 minute, and I know the results for Google search campaigns, for Facebook campaigns, for partner performance, for new LinkedIn campaign or Google or Quora campaign we launched, and I see it at a glance. I don't spend time going in, digging for details, and trying to then consolidate all this data in some sort of Excel. And this is big. Next one we're talking about is Converge Contribution. We do this based on first click attribution. It is very important because we run a lot of remarketing campaigns like any SaaS software would do. We of course run a lot of promos, we share referral links, we share coupon codes, but we do want to know how new users discover us first. And it allows us to focus our efforts on those channels to make sure that RedTrack is known, is visible, and probably the same is very important to many other users. And again, about the next part that we mentioned is streamlining operations. Well, like I said already, we have all the data in RedTrack. It helps. We don't need, but our customers use multi-access, where they can add as many users as they wish. We have some customers with, I don't know, 10, 15 media buyers working under the same account, but each of them is focused on his own traffic sources and his own product that he promotes. So when they log in, they don't see any other data. They work just with the things they are responsible for. While somebody who runs the team can log in and see overall campaign performance, like on these dashboards, and check, I don't know, biggest changes since yesterday. Okay, we dropped some traffic from Facebook, nice, but yeah, we did more from Bing and Google. So, having said this, another big thing, especially for an agency, is sharing the results with your customers. Because even if you don't have data in one place, they need to get it to an Excel. And sometimes your customers say, hey, how are things now? You need to actually get to all your partners, to all your channels, cut and paste, prepare a report, send to customer. We had a user who said, last time our customer asked us to do this Friday afternoon, almost 6 p.m. With RedTrack, we did it in 10 minutes. But what's more, since that time, we made this reporting portal. So you can get your customer in. Let me try to show the customer experience. You can get your customer in, and they will see the data real-time at a glance. Clicks, results, conversion rate, whatever you decide you want to show them. And of course, they can see it as the campaigns. And this is good because now, when your customer gets to you and says, hey, how are campaigns running? You say, you know what? This is your login. This is your password. Please, you can check the data real time. And in the backend, you decide what sections you want to actually show them and all the data points that you have. You don't need to show everything. You need to show only critical things that matter and that are relevant to your business agreements. So, again, in a nutshell, we just went through the theory part, and then we covered how RedTrack can help you with consolidating data, with conversion attribution, being able to switch between first click and last click attributions, and of course with streamlining operations. And we believe that these three things are key for any ad agency that wants to start using RedTrack or any other tracker to get more from their business activities with less time. So we still have at least 5 minutes of our time running. Let me switch off the screen sharing so you can see me on the whole screen, and I'm ready to answer any questions, show things that we do, share experience if you have any. We don't have as many people on the call today as we had before, but please, questions welcome, comments, suggestions, maybe what topic will be best next. And meanwhile, I'll just sit here, stare at the screen and wait for comments or questions. And meanwhile, let me check some other channels so I don't miss any comments. I have a backup entrance so I can see everything that's going on my phone. Okay, no comments so far. Yeah, I'd like to have at least a couple of questions. Okay, this is a good one. How big your agency needs to be to use RedTrack? Well, I think size doesn't matter. What matters is the nature of your operations. Quite often, like agencies come and say, hey, you know what? We want to track impressions from Google or Facebook. So, sorry. Sadly, both all the bigger traffic sources, the raise, the big walls. So we, despite having great technology, are not yet big enough to track impressions on Google or Facebook. But of course, we can track impressions across your direct partners, websites, portals, etc. Or if you use your own ad server. And by the way, yeah, let me still screen share how it's going to be done. So hold on. I will share my screen and you will see our dashboard. Good. So in our dashboard, and it's small enough, so I'll make it bigger. Okay. The magic of screen sharing was just one screen. Actually, any campaign, you can go to campaign and you can open it up. And you can get the settings for no redirect tracking and the tracking parameters for your Google or Facebook, the tracking URLs or pixels for impression tracking, and if you run your own ad server that you control, or you can actually use also visible impression URL to get even more data. And of course, for more traditional media buying, you have redirect URLs. So, and yeah, we have a universal tracking script. Basically, put one script that does all the tracking across all your campaigns without any modifications on your website. It can run either direct or through Tag Manager, and this is something we use ourselves, and we do recommend it using if you run more than like Google or Facebook and you run multiple traffic sources like we do. So, having said that, again, it's not about the size of your agency or your operations. It's more about the needs to the tracker. So yeah, we have one-man operations. We have, I don't know how big are the agencies, but I do know that we have dozens of people using RedTrack through multi-access. So it's, again, it's not about the size, it's about the solution. We do have great solution for performance focused media buyers, for agencies working with e-com, with SaaS companies. Like RedTrack can be a great way to track and to get not only first purchase but also all the recurring purchases. But maybe if you do run like brand campaigns, awareness campaigns, will not be the best solution for this. Now let me again do the magic of screen sharing and switch it off. Yeah, like this. Okay. That's a great question. Any difference to Airflow? Yes, there are some difference. We hope there will be even more. So at the moment, Airflow is the great tool that is primarily focused on partner marketing, so working with affiliates. Now, RedTrack is a great tool that is primarily focused on media buying. So that's basically working with paid acquisition channels. The level of support for partner marketing in Airflow is way greater than in RedTrack. But I'll be honest, we are getting there slowly but steadily, and in some 2 or 3 months from now, the difference will be way less. Now, the way RedTrack supports media buying is way greater than Airflow does. So we believe that in the end, there will be a big consolidation of activities around ad tracking, and there will be no tools like RedTrack that do media buying, Airflow or Cake that do partner marketing. Everything should be done from the same place because that's the nature of the business. So at the moment, again, to recap, and thank you for the question, there is a difference, but based on your primary goals, it might be essential or it might be inessential. And if you want to discuss it more, just ping me after the call, after this live stream. I'll be able to answer the question in greater detail. And again, a big shout out to our colleagues at Airflow. Guys, you do a great job. We watch closely your videos, the way you develop product, and we learn a lot from you. Great. Any additional questions? Cool. So again, we still have plenty of time, but I don't want everybody to just be wait for some question to. Let's just take a couple of minutes here, and I'll try to tell you an entertaining story about the ad agencies. Oh, that's a great question. Is it possible to add select campaign in the campaigns report sections? Yes, not only it is possible, but it is something that we think it is required to make working with RedTrack fast and easier. So basically, we're talking about screen share, being able to go to reports, yeah, and my computer hates when I screen share a lot and transmit at the same time. So that happens sometimes during live streams, not the first, not the last. So you go to reports and you need to, you need to be able to change campaign here on the fly. Yes, it is coming, we will do it. Again, another big teaser, we're working on new or very different in terms of usability UI for the RedTrack. We hope it will make a lot of things different, easier. And it's just a matter of when do we want to do it now in this UI, or do we want to postpone it by, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks and have it already in the new UI that will make things a lot of ease, and some stuff will be with less clicks, more intuitive, fast and better. But whatever the short answer is, again, yes. And since we're here talking and we still have time, so I'm just giving you more and more details. Great. And I mean, I think we need to do those streams even weekly, because we have so many things to share and talk not about RedTrack, but about things we discuss with our customers, about interesting cases. So maybe even if you want to join the stream, we thank you. You want to share something with the audience, please let us know. We'll be happy to invite guests to the stream, because the goal is not to promote our features, but like to share the experience that we amass when we talk with all our users. Because I think when we help someone, same knowledge might be useful to everybody else, and we do want to share this knowledge. So please suggest us topics. Please ask us questions. If you want to join us as guests, you are welcome. We can host guests. It will be very nice. Okay, any more questions? And yeah, by the way, I'm not in our office today. You don't see the red wall in the back. My flight got delayed, so I found a friendly company who let me use their Wi-Fi in their meeting rooms to get this live stream going. So it was scheduled and it went live. Yeah, okay. So, good question, because when you are running ad agency, you have multiple accounts for Google, for Bing, for Facebook, whatever. And I don't even know if it's a teaser or a spoiler, but right now we finished Google Postbacks, and we sent not only a typical conversion, but we can actually send all the conversion events or types that you set up in your RedTrack account. We did it also for Facebook. We did it for Bing, and now we are working on what we call multi-accounts. So when you can integrate multiple Google accounts, multiple Facebook accounts, multiple Bing accounts or Taboola accounts, and RedTrack will track, update, populate all this data from all these accounts independently. So that is the answer to the first question. And as for the second one, yes, in order to make decision-making more accurate, we will start updating costs across campaigns, not only on the campaign level, but on a granular level by the placement or the designated sub-ID that will tell us. But usually I think the key part for most of the traffic sources is placement, because you don't care, well, you care about overall campaign performance, but even more important, specific placement performance, and maybe some placements are not that good and you should block them right away. So for that, you need to have accurate placement costs. So yes, as soon as we'll finish working on multiple accounts, we'll start improving cost updates to actually update costs not only on the campaign level, but also on the individual placement level. And for all of you who want to figure out how to find out our current status of all the integrations, let me do this again, quick magic of the screen sharing. You can always go to our knowledge base, and by the way, we have new quick term, but I guess you all know how RedTrack works. Go to knowledge base, still the old one. New knowledge base is coming very soon, but for now you go to automation features and you check the traffic source integration status. So you know what traffic sources are available via API and what options besides pausing campaigns you have for the traffic sources. And while we're here, another big feature is that now when you create rules, first of all, you can check the same in RedTrack. When you go to new traffic source, you just show filters and pick up integrated traffic sources. Quite a lot of them. But also, when you create rules for campaigns, good. Like I said, too much sharing for today for my laptop. So, it's awkward moment when something is not loading. Okay. When you go to campaign rules, you can actually create rules based not only integrated options, campaign placement rate, but even on the other parameters. There will be zero API integration, but it can have an alert like a webhook when something, and this can be a placement performance for non-integrated traffic source, is going up or below your KPIs. You can get a call into your corporate messenger system like Slack, or actually through Zapier you can integrate almost anywhere. And by the way, while we're here, please tell us, that's a very big one. Since automation is a big part, we currently do emails and webhooks. What are the means of notifying you when something goes very good or not right would be best to, and would make sense for your business? Like, what is your primary channel for this? We did emails because we have your email. We did webhooks because they're universal, but maybe there is something else, some other channels that you find useful. Please share if you want us to expand this notification part of features. Let us know which of all the channels you want us to cover. Okay, good. We still have time, maybe like 5 minutes, but we can stay more to answer more questions. I'm just looking around, so a lot of people are watching the live stream, but not from the room itself, but from the outside, because all the walls are glass and everybody's curious what we're doing here. Okay, good. No more questions. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Again, the question to you, our dear audience, should we do it weekly or keep it bi-weekly? And what would be the next topic for this live stream? What would you like us to talk about? Because we can talk about other things. We want it to be useful to you and maybe get some practical insights and improve your business, your operations. So Please share your questions with us, suggest topics for the next streams, and we'll be here in either next week or 2 weeks based on what will be your feedback. For now, our plan is go every other week, but we are happy to switch to weekly streaming because, like I said, we have tons of insights to share. Thank you very much. It was Vlad from RedTrack. It was our live stream about ad tracking for ad agencies, and see you soon. Take care. Bye.